Hold on to your horses, y'all, because this is about half of what I got today. Howdy, howdy, I'm American Texan, and I love comic books, specifically reading comic books and enjoying the stories and the art inside. Other channels will deal with the drama. I'm here to just talk about the stuff that I love to read and collect, and boy, I have a lot today. I haven't made any videos the last couple weeks because, unfortunately, my dad passed away, and so we, had to deal with that and his memorial. And he was a great dad. He was a great man. And as far as I'm concerned, he lived the dream transition. He was surrounded by family. But ultimately, he had cancer, and basically at stage 4, it was found very late. And he couldn't get well enough because he had other stuff going on to start chemo. And eventually it just became to the point where he just couldn't get out of the hospital. So I shared this on my other gaming channel, and people have been very supportive with the thoughts and prayers, and I never shared anything here because I just didn't get to do any videos. So thank you all for watching and letting me have this distraction here. But I'm ready to share with you everything that's come in the last couple weeks. I did go to my shop last week, but I didn't do a video on it. But this week, a lot of things came out, as well as a lot of pre-orders came in. And I've got about 3 weeks of mail to show you. And there are some really cool, really fun things that came in related to the comic book world as well as comic books. So let's get into everything that I've got to share with you on this haul. As always, like this video if you like this video at any time. If I say something you like, or am I reading a book that you like, leave a comment down below. Love to nerd out and chat in the comments below. So first, let's start with everything that I got at my LCS today for New Comic Book Day, May 13th. And I usually like to start with Marvel, and I only got one Marvel book. It seems to be par for the course. I do have Iron Man number 5. We've got Iron Man versus maybe this new version or Ironmonger-ish version. Issue 4 was pretty good. I wish it was better. Honestly, I want more out of an Iron Man book, but they're playing it safe. I'm going to respect that. I think it's still an interesting story, an interesting concept. It's just taking a little bit longer than I wanted it to. I think Joshua Williamson can write a little bit faster, a little bit more climactic. I kind of feel like Marvel's holding them back, but I got Iron Man 5, and I will be reviewing the Marvel and DC books this week as well, so be sure to subscribe to hear me talk about that. And then we go into DC. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 DC books, including Absolute Batman number 20. This one has Robins on the cover. I did go ahead and check this one out already before I started filming, and it's pretty good. It's an exposition issue, but it does exposition pretty well, so I thought that was pretty good. Robins will be more in the next issue, I think, based on how everything worked out than in this issue. Then we've got Absolute Martian Manhunter by the man in the 9th level of hell on Twitter, Dennis Camp. This is issue 11. Listen, I'm spectacularly, to a fault, able to separate art from artist. And this one, I read the first half of it and then I got pulled away. It's gorgeous art, just interesting storytelling, very moving at times. I don't like a lot of what Dennis Camp reads, but man, Absolute Martian Manhunter, it's actually pretty good. I really, really like it. And then we've got Fury of Firestorm. This one really surprised me. I am excited to check this one out and continue reading it. Great art inside and a very interesting story with Firestorm. And also Emperor Aquaman number 17, Jeremy Adams writing. This is just really fun superheroics. Even if you don't really care about Aquaman like me, it's still a lot of fun to read. So I'm absolutely loving checking that out. And then we got Action Comics 1098. This one's got Mary Marvel on the cover. I think she's really cool. She's one of my favorite female superheroes and in the DC world, and really like what this is doing with the timey-wimey time travel stuff. And then a couple of facsimiles. I've got Action Comics. This one is number 583. I believe this is part 2 of Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. I could be wrong, but very much looking forward to this one. And man, the first issue of Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow just absolutely moved me. And now, because of life circumstances that I shared, man, I might need to make sure I read this alone in a good headspace. Also, we've got Justice League of America. I don't know what issue this is. Issue 75. I believe this is the first appearance of Zatanna, and it's a very interesting cover. Sometimes I think they do these facsimile reprints based on the covers, like the one where you had Superman and Batman making Robin and Jimmy Olsen dig their own graves or something like that. So yeah, I think this is just reprinted for the cover, but I like checking out all the reprints. There was another reprint that was supposed to come out yesterday, but my shop didn't have it. Either they sold out before I got there, or they missed my pre-order. It was the Spectacular Spider-Man, or no, the Spectacular Peter Parker. I can't remember what it was, but they didn't have it, so I didn't get to check that one out. On to indies, or what I call off-the-shelf indies. These are indie books that you can find at your local comic shop if they carry indies, which hopefully they do. And I've got 13 here. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to get through as many as I can. You know, you've got all the stuff you got to do after your family passes away. But I will at least try to get through these number ones to see what I want to add to my pull list. It was a big release day for indies, especially the what I call the super indies, not the Image or the Dark Horse, but like Oni Press or this other one that I barely know about, which is Ignition Press. I don't know if I have any books from them, but anyways, let's take a look at it, because there's a lot of really cool number ones that came out. First off, this was recommended by my LCS owner. This is Oni Press's Destination Kill by Joe Palmer. I heard it was pretty good action. They really liked it, so I figured I would check it out. I have no problem checking out number ones when they're recommended by the right people. This one's from Ignition Press. This one's called Showdown number 1, and this is a little bit of a revenge story. A girl goes off to college and then comes back and she has to get her revenge or something like that. I'm gonna check that out. And then also, this one was pretty popular with a lot of the folks watching the live stream on Tuesday nights. My LCS does a live stream to show new comic book day books, and you have the chance to claim books that they're going to have off the shelf. And this one was one, and this is called Innards. This is a little bit like they're in space or they're in future Earth. I can't remember what it is, but they're miners that have to go get a mysterious ore or some kind of energy from the deep inside the planet, and things go wrong, of course. So I decided to check it out, and actually she did have the ratio variant. She ordered enough to have the ratios, so I went ahead and got the ratio variant. I think it was actually, she gave it to me for cover price, so that was very nice. Big number 1. I'm definitely going to read this one this week, and this isn't the only copy. I got something really cool to show you later. This is Megalith number 1 from Bad Idea Comic. A lot of people have been looking forward to this one, and this typically isn't. I tried to get into some kaiju stuff with Ultra Mega, and I really appreciated the art. Just some of that, the storyline and the writing just doesn't resonate with me. Even a lot of Godzilla doesn't, and ironically, I'll show you one later. But this one, the art is so beautiful. I'm totally in on it. Totally going to check that one out. That's Megalith by, I believe that's going to be Matt Kent. Oh, we got a couple more number ones here. Conan versus Dragon Arrow. I don't know anything about Dragon Arrow. I don't know anything about this event. Been slacking on my Conan reads. I'm behind a couple issues on Savage. I'm behind an issue or two on Conan mainline. Now we got this one, so I'm going to have a Conan day someday. And then we've got Godzilla versus Texas. Being in Texas, our LCS made sure to order a whole bunch of these, but I had this pre-ordered. Godzilla's going around the country in a bunch of one-shots, and so we're going to check that one out as well. And then as far as the ongoings, I got issue 4 of The Witcher Bloodstone. I'm still behind on this. Haven't even started it, but I got the complete set on that now. Dork number 4. Still enjoying Dork. It's cute. It's funny. It's a different kind of take on a fantasy thing, and the art, it's pretty good. It's kind of your typical cartoon fantasy, but I'm still enjoying that one. Really good. Also got Ghost Pepper, number 11. Gonna give this one 2 more issues. It is enjoyable. I think it's a fantastic book. It's starting to lose me in a couple places, but what Ludo does in Ghost Pepper seems to is every time I start to dip out a little bit, he just brings me right back in. So I thought I'm totally expecting to be brought back in. And then we've got one of the greatest indies on the shelf right now, Space Ghost, number 11 by David Pepos. Just great pulpy comics. Every issue stands alone, overarching story. It's exactly how I want my comic books to read. And then we got The Future Is, number 13. I'm not doing any of the hacker games, but this is a really great read there that I finally started to start. And I did pull this one off the shelf because I do love crime stories and noir, although I don't care for Hello Darkness. I did try it out, just didn't end up. I just, horror anthologies are really hit and miss, and more often miss, but this is the crime issue, so I guess these are crime noir horror stories. I decided to check that one out. This one has stories by Ed Brisson, Damian Cuchero, Dwayne. I don't know any of these people, but hopefully it'll be good. And Geiger, number 23. Geiger, one of my favorite ongoings right now, and the Northerner here, cracking, shattering time, maybe. That looks awesome. That is a great cover. Oh, and there's a couple more down here. One more. Cooling off on it, y'all. I think a lot of us are. Transformers number 32. This one, I like the cover. That's a pretty sweet Nakayama cover. But man, the writing on this one really is just taking a dive. It's getting really boring. It's getting a little tropey. It's just a little like Transformers was good because it was good classic comic book storytelling, and ever since Kirkman took over, it's falling into a lot of the modern tropes. And so I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna give it like 2 more issues. It's just not captivating me enough. But we're not done yet. I've got some trades, including a pre-order that finally came in. This actually came out a couple weeks ago, but it just now hit my pull box, and that is the Teen Titans Compendium, or I should say Teen Titans by Jeff Johns Compendium. And I guess this has art from Mike McCone, Marlo Alquiza, and Jeremy Cox. This thing is a self-defense weapon. It is huge. I love that we're doing more compendiums. I don't want to read omnibuses with the hardcovers. They're just too expensive for me, in my taste, and it's totally a personal preference. But compendiums, I can get down with. This was $60, and I'll take that every day over $125 or $150 for the compendium. But yeah, look at that. That just looks like classic, good comic book storytelling. This will go into the Apocalypse archive, but I'm glad to have a copy. Couple more trades that I got. I did pre-order the Planet Hulk Marvel Premiere book. I like a lot of these. I like the format. I think they look good. Hopefully there's not going to be any more like the Fantastic Four one dropped a couple pages, but I like the paper it's printed on. The art looks fantastic on it. It does go a little bit more to the edge. There's less gutter than your traditional comic book. And also we had a laugh too. Like, why would they choose this as the cover there? Why would you have sad World Breaker Hulk on that? I think that's a funny choice for the cover. Yeah, I don't know. That seems like an interesting, especially because this is supposed to sit on Target shelves. I don't know how many people would get that without knowing the content inside. But anyways, this was on the shelf of my LCS up front, and I decided to check it out. Jerry Duggan is very hit and miss for me, but the premise sound okay. So this ends tonight, and this is basically a revenge story taking place in Vegas with these three women. It's a short read. It was affordable enough for an indie book, so I decided to check it out. It just seems like something like, hey, let's read something different for the sake of being different. And then a few more random goodies that I got from my LCS, including one that's super unique, possibly the first time something's ever been done in comic books. I'm very excited for. I'm gonna save that one for last year. I did get Airwalker. This is a Stan Lee character, and this is an ash can written by, I believe, Jeremy Howen. And this is a Stan Lee character, and this was a free ash can. I don't care for ash cans. I don't care to buy it for the collectability of it. I think that's really all you get out of it. You get a preview, but you can find those elsewhere. Not read comic books online. Rest and you deserve to be gone. Airwalker here. We've got the ash can there. That was free. So I decided to go ahead and get it and check it out. Here's a cool one. This is from our local high school. I don't know exactly which one, but they have a comic book club, and they do a fundraiser where they put together their own comic book. And so this is Collide, an anthology of student comics. And this was really cool. The art is interesting. It looks like almost like something like you would kickstart, but I wanted to, I chose to give my money to support this book here, and I'll be interested to check it out and see what some of the local talent has. And maybe someday one of them will make it big, and I'll have a nice, cool collectible. And then my shop did a few. Actually, no. Let me show you this one. This is Punisher Red Band, but this is the foil logo. I go back and forth on whether I want to collect these or not. But I do like the foil logos for the Absolute Universe. I do collect those, just the number ones. And this Punisher one, it looked too cool to pass up. So I went ahead and got that. They had that from a consignment. All right. And then my shop is doing a few special shop exclusives, retailer exclusives. This is by Liam Sharp. We've got Absolute Batman number 20. And this one, I typically only buy the trade dress. I don't care to collect virgins as well, or non-trade dress. But I just wanted the trade dress. However, I found out I actually ordered both of them because you had to order both of them, I guess. So I got Absolute Batman number 20, the Liam Sharp trade dress variant, and they actually have these numbered non-trade dress versions. This does look really good. And so a nice little story here. My dad, who again we just laid to rest, he was All Valley high school football player, offensive tackle. He made his home city proud. He made the Valley proud. I mean, he was a great football player. Actually went to college on a full football scholarship. There he had a career-ending injury. But when the LCS owner pulled out a couple of books, I don't think they were letting you choose a serialization number. You just got two books at random. She pulled out these books and she said, all right, I've got number 84 or 78. Which one would you like? And 78 was my dad's football number. And so I said, all right, we got to go with 78. So on the Absolute Batman number 20 non-trade dress, I did get number 78 of 1,000. So that was a nice little moment there. And then this is cool. I am very hesitant to show you this out of the bag, but we do have, let's do it. You got to see this. This is so cool. All right, I'm going to be very careful here. So we do have a store exclusive Megalith number 1 here, but my shop ordered wanted to do like a artist cut, almost like a director's cut, more like an artist cut. I don't think it's the artist version, because sometimes those are different things to different people. But this one, they actually did just the inks or black and whited it, which is so cool. So you can see some of the art there inside. And not only that, except for the inside cover, except for inside, I'm trying not to break the spine here, except for the inside cover and the back inside cover, there you go, everything else is black and white. You can see the preview pages here are also in black and white. The advertisements are in black and white too. You can see the next issue advertisement there is in black and white. I don't think that's ever been done. My LCS owner said this might be the first time that they've taken like a black and white book and actually made everything inside black and white. I don't know why the covers ended up being in color. Maybe that was like a licensing deal or something like that, or printing limitation. But look at this. There's even an ad for another book here. It Demands Sacrifice, and that's in black and white. So that's so cool. I think that's such a cool thing. They also had some books that had actual pages as the cover, which was really cool. But I did not pre-order that one, and then when I got there, they were out. So those went pretty quick. So yeah, so that's store exclusive for Megalith. It's a pretty cool little collectible to have there. Last thing I got from my LCS, like I said, I couldn't carry it all in the intro. They had some new board games restocked, and I got some board games for the family. We have Throw Avocado, which is a lot of fun, but they had this one. It's used, so it was a very good price. I got Throw Burrito to go with it. I don't know if they're the same game or not, but yeah, burrito. Maybe avocados for the vegetarians. I don't know. Also, I cleaned out our gaming shelf couple weeks ago, and I realized we didn't have a regular copy of Pandemic. We have a version of Pandemic. I can't remember what it was called, but we didn't have a regular copy. So I went ahead and got this one. This one is also used, but I don't mind buying used games. As long as all the pieces are in there, don't mind it at all. And I couldn't pass this one up. My favorite kind of game is a deck building game. Marvel Legendary is one of my favorite games, and a lot of my family are huge Harry Potter nerds. I got this big old box, Harry Potter deck building game, Hogwarts Battle, for $15. That's insane. That's a really great deal for a deck building game. So this is you're basically picking a character and building a deck to fight off bad guys or something like that in Hogwarts. Seems interesting, but like I said, my family's huge Harry Potter fans, and so I got this for all of us to play in the upcoming holidays. And I think that's it from my LCS. But like I said, it's been a pretty big mail day, and I've got lots of mail to go through. Some really, really cool comic books to get through, including a little spoiler you may have seen on my hat of what came in. So first, what came in, I'm very excited to finally have these. I have seasons 1 and 2, not seasons 1 and 2 of a show. I'm talking about the comic book seasons, volume 1 and 2. This is from Nander Fox Schaefer. I heard really good things about it. I did check a little bit of it on Macroverse. It's available there, I think actually for free on Macroverse Digital, but I'm excited to get those and check those out. We've also got Alpha Red. And this one's actually signed. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Alpha Red number 8. I haven't started these, but I hear really good things, and it's just on my pile, so I'm glad to have that one. Also came with some trading cards. And you guys know I'm on the Brave book, Brave children's book monthly subscription. I found this actually hiding in a corner. I guess I lost it. I was the one that lost the mail this time. This is Breaking the Chains. Really great illustrated kids book there. We're on a subscription. They come out with a new book every month. It's fun to collect. It's fun to see. They have arcs. You know, they have 5 or 6 or 8 issue arcs of something happens in issue 1, and then they have to travel and they go to these different towns and meet these different characters, and then there's a whole wrap up at the end with issue 8, and that's a whole saga that they have. So my son's like understanding linear storytelling and following the story arc, and he can't wait till the next issue comes out to find out what happens with Valor or whatever. So it's been a lot of fun to read those with him. I originally started collecting them for my daughter, and then she grew out of it or just didn't care anymore. So it's fun to see my son pick them back up. And then I also got this one. This one's pretty interesting. This is the Daily Mobsters. They have print copies of their web comics. They did this, and it's a very interesting. Let me put this down. So this is a very interesting comic book style. So this is originally digital, but now they have prints. So I got it for my collection. But they actually do comics, but they do it like CGI'd. Well, there was a little note in there or something like that. And so you can actually see here, it's actually comic book storytelling, but told through CGI paneling, CGI art or something like that, or at least that's what it looks like. So I thought that was very interesting, very unique. I've only read the first few chapters here, and it was really good. I was impressed, so I went ahead and got the different books, and I think I pre-ordered another one as well, the next one coming out. And a couple more indies here we have from Pocket Watch Press, Heavy. This is from the same folks that do Rise, which is one of my favorite indie superheroes, or at least superhero comics. So I really enjoyed that one. This one doesn't look like something I typically read, but I went ahead and to check it out because, again, it's one of those where, like, you trust the creator, you trust the publisher. Let's check it out and see if it's any good. And then we've got The Unstoppable Tyrus by Gabe Al-Taib, and been looking forward to this one for a long time. I really enjoyed his Star Spangled book, and this one is exciting to read. And, man, this is a heavy, big, thick guy, so that's going to be a really great read. And then finally, we got some Ripperverse stuff that finally came in. Got my Alpha Core hat and Alpha Core shirt. I love the as I get older, that forest green, dark green really is becoming more of my favorite color. So loving this here. I absolutely had to get the hat and the shirt. And also Alpha Core #1 is my favorite Ripperverse book. I love that book. So I can read it every day if I wanted to. I think it's the perfect arc, perfect storytelling, huge amount of emotions, beautiful illustrations inside. I think it's the best book in the Ripperverse. And then, of course, we've got Alpha Core #2. We've got Braxwell on the cover there. Pretty cool little cover there with him flying. Looks like something happened in front of him. I like that a lot. And then we got both, because I couldn't just support one sister. I had to get both of them. I got both the Black Eye Club and the Cursed. So the Cursed there, I believe, follows Liliana, is that her name? That follows her. Not sure what's going on there, but that's kind of creepy. And then we've got Black Eye Club, which follows Michael. And he's sitting there kind of happy based on what he had to do with his bare hands. I'm very interested in what they do. Michael has some kind of, I don't even know how to describe his powers. I just know his eyes light up when he uses them. I don't know if it's like telepathy or empath. What do you call it? Where you can read people's emotions. I don't know. But he's obviously getting his hands dirty here, so I'm interested to see more about what happens there. I also had a digital coupon code come into the mail from Grok Comics, so I got some trading card packs here. This is so much fun. I love getting the trading card packs. In fact, I was re-sleeving or rebindering because I was moving a binder over for my trading cards, and I realized that a couple of the cards that I had were actually signed. So that was a big surprise there. So I like these because it really is like a trading card pack. You get 4 cards, and then one of them is going to be a hit. So I'm just going to show you the hits here. We got Starcross Rookies on the foil, and there's Silent Knights there. That looks really good there. I like the foiling that they used to. It's not cheap. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so that is Silent Knights, who their first appearance, got their information on the back that you can see there. So that's, I like it. It's like good old classic card collectibles. That one feels thick, so we're gonna open that one last. So I got 3 of them because I think I had like a 15% off coupon, and these are $5 each. I could be very wrong on that. Could be $4. Could be $7. I don't remember exactly. So we've got some cards here. So let's see what the hit card is. I think this one is a miss. There's no hit card in here. That's the first time I've seen that happen. But there is a New Blood 2024, which I need. So there's a Thief and the Knife card there. So no hit card. I think this was in the hit spot, which is cool. Thief and the Knife. This is like a little team up that card that they have there. Let's see what this last one is. And then I got something really cool that's not a comic book, but comic book adjacent. That is super cool with an indie book that I'm very excited to finally have. All right, here we go. And in this one, let's see here. We've got little spot foiling on this one from Trash Polka. Is that what her name is? I don't know who that character is. So this is from the Secret Files. Yeah, Trash Polka. Interesting. Little foil card there. And this one was thick just because it had extra cards in it. So I think that was the hit card, is the foil Trash Polka there. So this was a little bit of not the best card packs that I've gotten, but the foils are very nice to add. And there's a few cards in here that I see that I do have gaps for in my binder. I like the Battle Zone cards too. There's a card of Thunder Punch there. All right. So sorry if you don't like collector cards or trading cards, but that's just a fun thing I like that Grok does. Let me show you something that is super cool. I spent way too much money on this, but as soon as I opened it, I was like, yeah, that was well worth it. First of all, one of the best indies, and I say this, one of the most consistent indies, is Worthy Chaos by Clarissa Grant or Carissa Grant. And they have one of their series, which is the Western Chaos. I think it's Revelations is what it's called. They hire out artists to do special variant covers, and of course they're the cheesecakey covers, but I realized over time they're all coming out of Art Germ Studios. They haven't gotten Art Germ to do one, but they've gotten Chew to do a couple, and then I think they had Kunka do one, and so I decided to go ahead and go back and reorder issues 1 through 4 with the cheesecake covers, and then I think I got it coming for issue 5. So I'm very excited to see these and have these for my Art Germ collection. Even though I don't specifically collect Derek Chew or Kunka or the who else am I forgetting? I'm forgetting someone else. But since it's with the indies here, I went ahead and decided to check that one out. I think that one was the most popular one, and of course that's the Derek Chew there. So I did get those for my collection, but this bad boy is cool. So if you're not reading Worthy Chaos, it is a supernatural type of comic series, and they have one ongoing thing where they're going over cryptids. They're having stories based around cryptids. And so one of the things they do, or they have been doing, I'm going to open this up here. One of the things they have been doing is having a cryptid journal. And every time you order one of the books, you can get a journal page. So it's almost like you're following along with the characters as they go on their adventures, and they journal about the cryptids that they see. So I went ahead and got the journal, and I got all the pages that I'm missing, which are quite a few. And so that's a really cool collectible, and it's actually a really nice journal there too. But here's the new thing that is so exciting. First of all, it came with the keys to actually lock the box, which is fun. And this sticker came with the journal. This is so cool. So they're doing with the cryptids now, they're doing like specimen jars. And I love these. I love watching them make these on YouTube, actually. There we go. And so this is Dragon Plant Heart. And I don't know, I'm sure you've seen what I'm talking about when you see these on YouTube, where they bottle these up and they print the stickers, they put the charm on there, and then of course they wax seal the top. So I got, I just like, I don't want to do that. It's too expensive. Each of these are like, I don't remember, 20, 25 bucks, and the box was like 40. But after a few of them, I'm like, this is really well done, and that sounds like a lot of fun. So again, as they're telling the story and collecting the specimens, you can actually collect along with them. And I'm like, as soon as I opened this up, I was like, what was I thinking? Like, this is awesome. So we've got Dragon Plant Heart there, and we've got Squonk Tears. That's hilarious. This one actually has a liquid inside. So we got Squonk Tears there with the jewel there, the blue jewel. And I think this is my favorite one, Vampire Blood. So that's a pretty cool little sticker there. And then the charm is actually vampire teeth. So you probably can't see that, but that's a cool one too. And it did come with a letter, and I don't know what I did with the letter. Here we go. So it did come with a letter, again, wax sealed, which I think is such a nice touch. And this is straight out of the comic book. I would love to see all comic series do stuff like this. We've got a burnt parchment here with a list of ingredients I think that they're collecting. So this is so cool. And so you're kind of like, what is going on at the bottom? And we've got the ant bat egg, Mothmar powder, Bigfoot I think this is Bigfoot fur, werewolf fang, chupacabra claws. Like, this is a shopping list, but it's that parchment. Oh man, this is so cool. I was expecting a letter, but man, this was such a even cooler surprise. So this is so cool. This is such a fun collectible, and I'm looking forward to Where the Chaos releasing. Again, most consistent indie comic. I'm looking forward to even more of that. So that's really cool. And that's going to do it for me today. Thank you guys for watching. This video might be edited a little bit less because there's just so much to do with work and taking care of Dad's estate and everything. But this is a great distraction. I hope to sit down and read some comic books and have these videos come out with as many books as I can to talk about these books. It's a great distraction from what's happening, but also a great just kind of taking care of yourself. I think that's very important as well without getting all hippy dippy. It is good to take care of yourself. Don't let things bottle up, especially when things get stressful. Lean on your support network and all that good stuff because I think that is important to help you live a fruitful, healthy life. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your time and attention. That means the world to me. Let's nerd out in the comics. What are you reading? What are you excited to check out? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching again. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe and do all the YouTube stuff. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Adios.